Once, a long time ago, there was a girl called Bodkin. Bodkin was wise and kind, and everyone loved her. The king heard about Bodkin. He said, "I better marry this girl if she's so wonderful. But first, she has to prove it." Bodkin didn't want to marry the king, but he wouldn't listen. He took her to the castle, to a room that had only a stool to sit on, a spinning wheel to spin thread with, and an enormous pile of hay. The king pointed at the hay and said, "Spin this into pure gold thread by morning." "But I can't do that," said Bodkin. "That's impossible." "Then I'll throw you in jail, and you'll never see your family again." Bodkin sat on the stool and cried, "Spinning gold thread out of hay? It just couldn't be done." Well, just at that moment, walking along outside the castle was an elf. Like lots of elves, he was very mischievous and full of magic. He heard Bodkin crying and climbed through the window to find out why. "But spinning gold is easy," the little elf told Bodkin. "Why, I'll have it done just like that." And he clicked his fingers, and all the hay turned into finely spun gold thread. Bodkin was amazed. "I'll never be able to thank you," she said. The elf laughed. "Oh, but you will." He clicked his fingers, and just like that, he disappeared. When the king came back, he was delighted. "Now we can get married, and you'll make our kingdom so rich they'll write stories about us for years to come." "But I don't want to marry you," Bodkin said. The king wouldn't listen. "You spin the gold for your wedding dress, and if you don't, I'll have your family thrown in jail." And off he went to count his riches. That night, the elf came back. He wanted to know why Bodkin looked so sad. "I have to marry the king and spin more gold to make him even richer." The elf shook his head. "But that's impossible, I'm afraid. You're going to marry me." Bodkin said, "But I don't want to marry you." "Well, that's too bad," the elf replied. "That's what you owe me for spinning your gold." "But you didn't tell me that before," Bodkin cried. "Very well," the elf agreed. "If you can guess my name by morning, you'll be free to go." He climbed out of the window, laughing as he went, because he knew no one could ever guess his name. But Bodkin was as smart as the elf. She climbed out of the window too, and followed him all the way to his home deep in the forest. There the elf had lit a big bonfire, and was dancing around it and singing a merry tune full of strange words. "You'll never guess my name. You'll never win the game. Oh, you'll never guess my name. It's Rumpelstiltskin." Well, Bodkin listened to the song carefully, and then she crept back to the castle and waited. In the morning, just as the sun was rising, the elf returned. "Well now," he said, "guess my name. I'll give you 3 chances." "Is your name Belvedere?" Bodkin asked. The elf laughed. "That's not it. Guess again." "Is your name Sir Ambleton of Forthshire?" Bodkin asked. The elf laughed. "That's not it. Guess again." Bodkin jumped to her feet and cried, "Your name is Rumpelstiltskin, and I claim my freedom." The elf stamped his foot and shouted, "That's not it! That's not it!" But it was his name, and just like that he vanished and was never seen again. When the king arrived, he was angry that Bodkin hadn't spun any more gold. "I'll throw your family in jail," he said. "Oh, no, you won't," Bodkin cried. She jumped to her feet and pointed at the king. "By the name of Rumpelstiltskin, I claim my freedom." And she clicked her fingers, and just like that, the king turned into a statue of pure gold. And so did his castle. But Bodkin wasn't turned into gold. She was just fine and twice as happy. She went home and lived happily ever after, just like that.